What is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Justin the PokeTuber, coach of your Piedmont Triad Kickers, coming at you today with our draft analysis for Season 8 of the MDL, Metaletta. Oh my goodness, that was a... Why did I say it like that? Okay, take two. We're coming at you today with Season 8 of the MDL, the Metaletta Draft League. Oh my gosh, why did I say your name so weird the first time? But anyway, you would think I'm used to saying Metaletta considering I have it as a Terra Captain in another league right now. But anyway, yep, we're in another league, guys. You know, it's just like just accept it. Like for the Piedmont Triad Kickers, we're always striving for greater heights. But anyway, we were invited. Wait, were we invited back, or did we just sign? Regardless, we were allowed back into the MDL after last season. We had a pretty successful season 7. If I remember correctly, we went 7-1. Made the playoffs. That playoff game was so not fun. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe people still PP stall in 2025. That's so, like, okay. But anyway, MDL season 8. Here we are. I want to say the rules are very similar to last season in the sense that we still get 120 points. I'm pretty sure last season we had 120 points to draft 9 to 11 Pokemon, so that has not changed. One thing I think has changed is the amount of points you get for Terra Captains. I remember last season we had, I feel like we only had like 18 points. Because I remember correctly, I had Palmon and Vaporeon. They filled up my Terra budget, and if I remember correctly, Palmont was 11 points to Terra, and Vaporeon, for reasons only God could explain to you, was 7 points to Terra. So I was like, okay, cool. So we have 12 more points to work with this season. Like last season, it's going to be an 8-week season and then playoffs. So, you know, expect to see the Piedmont Triad Kickers for at least the next 12 weeks, because if I remember correctly, it's like 4 weeks of playoffs or something like that. But it could be 3 weeks. So regardless, 11, 12 weeks, you're going to see us for that long. Just remember that. Uploads are required, and we have a designated day for Thursday. So every Thursday, we're going to be uploading our videos from this league. This league is pretty stacked this time around. This is the first time they've actually done an upload required league, by the way. But yeah, it's pretty stacked. So, your boy ended up in 8th place in regards to the draft order. Like, oh my gosh, yay, middle of the draft. I still feel like I came out with a pretty solid team, all things considered, though. But we were 8th, so, you know, we're dead smack in the middle. Had to make some pretty crazy choices. And this draft is just stacked. So, like, Cherry, phenomenal player. Monkey, phenomenal player. Onesie Bennett, phenomenal. Zach Parrott, don't know anything about him, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty good. Mr. TJP, amazing. Josh, amazing. Bandito, amazing. King, amazing. Reggae Mike, amazing. Davion, don't know you, but pretty sure you're pretty good. Crepsicle, amazing. Zach Mander, do I need to introduce this man? Like, One Crash 94, don't know a thing about him, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty good. Destroyer, I mean, bro, like, this dude has won like 1,000 drafts. Like, do I need to say more? And then Vortex 23, don't know anything about you, but I'm pretty sure you're pretty good if you made it this far. So yeah, this is like the draft. These are the guys I have to deal with. And I personally feel like I have the toughest schedule out of anyone here. But we're going to make the best of it and try our best to make playoffs as per usual, as per the Piedmont Triad Kicker way. So, for our first round draft pick, right? So I had zero doubts in my mind that I could actually get Cinderace, because I'm sitting here like, bro, I can't remember the last time I joined a league and people saw me and they were like, oh yeah, I'm a snipe Cinderace, because most people have it in their minds, oh, Brandon's here, let me not do that to him, which I really appreciate you guys for, because y'all do not have to be that nice, and I really appreciate it. So, believe it or not, guys, we did not go round 1 Cinderace despite being in 8th place, so I intentionally did not pick Cinderace, knowing by the time it's my turn to pick again, 16 Pokemon will have disappeared. And thankfully, it didn't backfire on me. But anyway, my first round draft pick was a mon I've been trying to get for the longest. It's just, yeah, it always gets sniped. And what's crazy, I'd be trying to get it round 1. It always just gets sniped round 1, so I kind of can't be upset about it. But my round 1 draft pick was none other than a Terra Captain in the form of Mr. Quaquaval, the prancing duck himself. And I nicknamed mine Mr. Two Bond Clay, so for any of you who are familiar with One Piece, that should definitely make sense. But yeah, and for everyone who's not familiar with Mr. Two Bond Clay, well,
have been looking all over for you guys and your ship. Every port in the country's been blockaded. Lockdown.
Hey, hold on. Are you telling us you took the Going Merry so the Marines wouldn't?
Really?
How come?
Because you guys are my friends. Oh, give me a break, guys. We may have had to fight on opposite sides of a war, but our friendship will last all of eternity.
Need help loading?
Nope, this is the last one.
Friends? Yeah, right. Tell the truth, Twinkle Toes. You and your crew don't have a chance of getting through that blockade. But you might if you had us as allies.
Hey, that's right, you got me, but in trying times such as these, we have to band together under the flag of friendship. If you believe in true friendship, say I.
So yeah, after that little introduction to Mr. 2 Bond Clay, I'm pretty sure you guys know which one is Bond Clay without me having to even tell you guys which one is Bond Clay. But yeah, that's going to be who our Quackleval is going to be named after. I feel like it just fits so perfectly. But let's get into why I drafted Quackleval 1. I drafted him round 1 because I always get sniped off of him, specifically in round 1. So was I going to wait until round 2 to see if I can get him? Absolutely not. And I kind of had a feeling nobody would snipe Cinderace off of me, so I took advantage of that, if I'm being honest. Also, this thing's signature ability is signature move is Aqua Step, and he has the ability Moxie. So basically, Aqua Step boosts his speed, Moxie boosts his attack every time he gets a kill. Aqua Step does not require him getting a kill. Let me be clear about that. He just has to click the move. So if he kills something with Aqua Step, it's basically like a free damaging Swords Dance in a sense, right? And because of that, this mod can very well just snowball games, because if I remember correctly, Quackleval has base 85 speed, so that basically means at +1, anything that's 84 or lower is not going to outspeed me, so you have to run a Scarfer to revenge kill. But because of Aqua Step just boosting his speed so much, you can really invest into this thing's bulk, and he does get set up moves like Bulk Up and Swords Dance, which he could really take advantage of because of how Aqua Step and Moxie interact with each other. And in general, this thing is just a very threatening physical attacker, especially considering it's he already starts out with a very generous 120 attack stat, so he's hitting things hard, and he has a wide enough move pool that he can hit pretty much anything. Like, there's nothing is going to be able to perfectly resist Quackleval, and like just because of like his stabs and of course accessibility to Terra and stuff like that. And yeah, so we plan to have a lot of fun with Quackleval this season. And you know, when you have a duck, you know what you pair with a duck? You pair a rabbit with a duck. So round 2 we picked up, and this honestly should not even be a surprise to anybody, because in round 2 we picked up none other than our team mascot himself, Cinderace.
Maybe Cinderace knows where it is. Cinderace!
I draft Cinderace all the time, so I think, honestly, he leads little introductions. Which Cinderace I'm going to be using for the Meloetta Draft League, I am actually not sure. I kind of didn't think this far ahead. I have a lot of Cinderaces, guys. Which one I want to use, I don't know. Maybe Soul, maybe Carrot, maybe Sanji, I don't know. Anyway, he's here. So first of all, let me get something straight. Quackleval does not even really need to set up to be a wall breaker. Like, he just busts through walls. Cinderace is a more effective wall breaker in regards to not needing to set up as much, because Quackleval doesn't need that speed boost. With Cinderace, he doesn't need that. We rocking that 119 speed and 116 attack. We busting through them. Like, if you're not a very good physical wall, we're busting right through you pretty much. I want to say he gets like around 6 moves that are like base 120 attack or higher, so we hit really hard, and because of Libero, we always get stabbed on those. Well, at least the first time we click a move that's not a fire type move, at least. And the Cinderace can make really good, like some typical items would be like heavy duty boots, but he also gets court change, which is pretty good. So there's utility options: court change, taunt, Will-O-Wisp. I really wish they would give my guy knockoff. Like, Cinderace would be so broken if he got knockoff. I swear he would. Actually, I'd probably get sniped more often if he got knockoff, if I'm being honest. We also get priority in like quick attack, sucker punch. We get set up and bulk up, SD, as well as some other shenanigan moves we get. And then on top of all that, Cinderace is the mascot. We love to have him. He's always welcomed aboard. And not to mention, Cinderace can also make really good use of damage boosting items, so like Life Orb, Choice Band, like, bro, you name it. Cinderace is a very versatile mon, and we're happy to have him. So next few mons on the team I have never even used before, like ever. This next mon, I was actually it wasn't even on my radar until my friend Zach Mander put it in my head. And the more I thought about it, the more I tried to rationalize it, the more I try to just, think about it, and I know I just said that, but you guys get the idea. I put a lot of thought into this, and it's like, dang, bro, you're kind of right. So for the round 3, we decided to pick up, and why this Pokemon was still here, I actually don't know why. We picked up Slowking Galar. I have a shiny one that I nicknamed Goofy Goober. So, we have our Goofy Goober.
Hey, settle down. Take it easy. What the scallop?
I'm a goofy goober! You're a goofy goober!
So, yeah, somehow in the 3rd round we was able to get Slowking Galar. Slowking Galar is, like, honestly, like, as about as, like, I don't know if it's right to call him the perfect support mon, but I mean, he can support the team in a lot of different ways. First of all, he gets the ability you see most commonly on him is Regenerator, which is like the safest, in my opinion, it's one of the top 3 abilities in Pokemon, and it's one of the safest ways to heal yourself, because basically every time you switch out, you get, like, I want to say it's 33% of your HP, like max HP back, which is like really huge. So basically, just by me switching you out, you get a Citrus Berry boot. Heal, which is kind of crazy. Pretty good, like, support move pools. We get, like, Toxic T-Wave, so we have speed control, and we can also chip things down. He also gets Psychic Noise, which is good, really good for Pokemon that depend on recovery. We get Chilly Reception, which is like a slow pivot, pretty much, as well as it allows, like, a couple other mons we have on the team to flourish. And not to mention, he also gets Trick Room, which, once again, allows a couple other mons on the team to flourish. So Slowking is definitely going to be like a little glue piece on our team. And do I mind that? Not really. Also, Slowking resists a lot of the things that threatens Quaquaval. And then also Slowking has access to Light Screen, not Reflect, but we have a screen, and then he has naturally good Spidef, and I mean, he has 80 defense, so it's actually decent enough that you can make it work. But yeah, that's Slowking, mainly here to be a glue piece. Next on the team roster is a Pokemon who I feel like pairs well with Slowking, especially in regards to 1, the defensive synergy they have, and 2, the fact that Slowking can set Trick Room and then Chilly Reception out for this particular Pokemon. If it's not obvious, because maybe it's not, I'm talking about none other than Ursaluna Blood Moon. For the first time ever, your boys picked up Ursaluna Blood Moon. I've had a lot of people tell me that they think it's, like, not the best Pokemon, but if I'm being honest, I think the Mon has a lot of potential. It's just, you can't just use it any kind of way, if you get what I'm saying. And I feel like it pairs really well with Slowking Galar. They have naturally, like, phenomenal defensive synergy. The only thing he can't do for Slowking is deal with that ground weakness, but at the same time, depending on what's trying to hit us, you don't want to take a hit from freaking Ursaluna to begin with. And whereas Slowking is really bulky on the special side, Ursaluna is really bulky on the physical side. Slowking gets Trick Room. It also gets Light Screen, which could really benefit Ursaluna because now you're faster than things. You have the Light Screen to take hits, and on top of that, he does get Calm Mind. So between his natural physical bulk and Calm Mind and the screen and all that other stuff, like, Ursaluna and Slowking could be really strong together. And then on top of that, a lot of people I know just have talked smack about it. So I figured, let's see if we can make Ursaluna work. But of course, you gotta be able to support the mon itself, right? So yeah, Ursaluna is a really strong special wall breaker, and I'm really happy to have it on the team, especially considering its signature ability is basically like Scrappy. So even ghost types can't switch into you, and because he's normal ground, steel types can't switch in on me either. So hey, Ursaluna Blood Moon is basically like the perfect mon. In regards to being a special attacker, right? And speaking of special attackers, so we have Quaquaval as our first Terra Captain, so I figured for the next round it's about time we got our second Terra Captain, as well as a Mon that could really help with our speed tier. So for the next round we picked up none other than Jolteon, the man, the myth, the legend himself. This thing is speed incarnate. It has base 130 speed. So the only things that are going to be outspeeding us are like Dragapult, Regieleki, Deoxys Speed. Let me not forget Barraskewda. Outside of those 4 Pokemon, I don't think there's anything on the... Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle exists. But outside of those 5 Pokemon, there's nothing that's going to outspeed us. And then Jolteon has pretty good... So he's more so a Calm Mind sweeper, whereas Quaquaval is like a bulk up Swords Dance sweeper. Jolteon does not have the same physical bulk that like Ursaluna or Quack does, but he does have pretty good special bulk, really good speed, and 110 special attack. So at least on a Calm Mindset or just in general a specs like just a spec set because everyone's not going to have like a good like ground type that wants to switch, like, you know, that can come to, you know, to every game. So there's going to be games where specs volt switch is just free, and because of his speed, we're going to get it off. And on top of that, he's a Terra captain, so we can always just go for the Calm Mind sweep. And in general, Jolteon's just really cool, man. Love to have him on the team. Next on the team roster, I decided, you know, for the sake of Quaquaval and even Ursaluna, because Ursaluna's fast enough that it could benefit from web support, that I figured, not to mention Ursaluna does get Trailblaze, but anyway, I figured for the next round, you know, let's get us some webs, as because, you know, y'all know my style at this point. I like to always be the one attacking first if I can help it. So for the next round draft pick, we picked up a mon that we actually used last season in the MDL. It's none other than the great Rabambe, who is coming back to the Piedmont Triad Kickers. Rabambe is here to be a supporting piece. You know, it gets webs, gets dual screens, we get switcheroo shenanigans. Like the rest of my mons on my team, with the exception of Ursaluna, this thing can pivot, which we love. And then in general, Moonblast, despite this Pokemon not being the strongest, Moonblast is a really strong move, and typically it's spammable too. So Rabambe can do a little bit of everything, and, you know, even though some people would probably sleep on it and not even look at it, Rabambe, you always have a spot on the Piedmont Triad Kickers. So yeah, Rabambe's here, mainly just to set up screens and get up webs. And of course, if we're going to be setting up screens and getting up webs, we're going to need a Pokemon that can, 1, block Rapid Spin, 2, block Brick Break. So of course, you guys get what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a ghost type. So for the next round, we decided to pick up another Pokemon that's really fast. It honestly completes the speed tiers, because now our speed tier is going to be 130, 119. I mean, Rabambe's 124, but you guys get the idea. 119, and now we needed a 110er. So for my 110er, as well as my ghost type, I decided in the next round to pick up none other than, some say he's a myth, some say he's a legend. I just call him Zoroark Hisui. Zoroark Hisui is our next round draft pick. It's a very strong, another strong special attacker who, unlike Ursaluna, is just naturally fast to begin with. 110 speed with 125 special attack, and it has the typing of normal and ghost, so there's not really anything that wants to come in and take a hit from you. Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, especially in this freaking day and age, Shadow Ball is just so spammable, and the one thing we can't hit with a Shadow Ball, we can just Hyper Voice into, which is kind of crazy. And then his coverage is like basically perfect, because he also has access to Flamethrower. This mon gets Trick, this mon gets U-Turn, this mon gets Shenanigans. Let's put it like that. Gets Will-O-Wisp, we get a lot of Shenanigans. And then it has a good enough attack stat, which if I'm not mistaken is 100, that it can actually function as a physical attacker as well. And I've seen in the past that the physical attack sets actually catch people off guard because they just naturally don't expect it. But this mon does get like Poltergeist, which can be very like spammable into some teams. So yeah, we have Zoroark here. It can be a spin blocker, but we do have to be kind of sneaky about it because of the fact that he is our, like, he's not the bulkiest thing in the world, but we do have screens, which could maybe help with the longevity. Not to mention we have webs, so like this thing on web, like with web support and clicking Nasty Plot and then just spamming Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, I will shake your hand with, you know, thankfully. So yeah, that is Zoroark. Next on the team roster, we decided to go with another mon we've never used before, so bada bing, bada boom, we decided to pick up Baxcalibur. I think it goes without saying that I don't need to explain why I decided to pair Baxcalibur on a team that has Slowking Galar on it. But in case anyone needs the explanation, the snow gives this guy a defense boost. This guy already has base 140 or 145 special, not special, but physical attack. And then he has 88 speed, I believe. So this thing is a very dangerous setup sweeper because he has Dragon Dance and Swords Dance, because it does have priority. So you don't always necessarily need the speed, like in the sense of needing to go first naturally. Like sometimes just clicking Ice Shard is good enough. This thing also has a really neat ability called Thermal Exchange, so you can't even burn him, otherwise you'll give me an attack boost instead. And not to mention, Slowking can pretty much set Light Screen as well as the snow, so it's like, okay, the snow gives you a defense boost, the Light Screen gives you a special defense boost. Like, this thing could easily just come in and be a dangerous sweeper, or because of Rabambe, we also have room to run like bandit sets as well, because once again, this thing can just come in and click buttons with the offensive stats it has. And what's crazy, it has a Siddish move called Glaive Rush, which, if I remember correctly, you can spam it, but it's just the fact that every time you click it, you do have like half defenses the next turn. But if I'm being honest, I feel like Glaive Rush should be an OHKO move, because I mean, it literally looks like this. Like, bro, you cannot convince me something is supposed to be able to live that. But anyway, that's a signature move, Glaive Rush. It's a really strong move. It does have its drawbacks, but he also has like multi-hit moves like Spear as well as Icicle Crash, which has a chance to flinch. Like I said before, he has priority. Also has Earthquake, so he can hit Steel type. So yeah, you're not walling this thing at all. After a Dragon Dance, it's honestly in most situations just GG. That's how strong this Pokemon is. And the fact that I have Slowking to pair with him, yeah, I'm happy to have this guy. Next on the team roster, I decided we needed some more ways to set rocks and spikes, as well as a good Mon who could pair well with Slowking, who's more so special defensive than physical. So I decided to pick the most physically defensive on the board that could pair well with Slowking in the form of Skarmory. So Skarmory, who we nicknamed Das Bones, mainly just here to be like a spiker and rocker, also has Whirlwind. So like physical attack, like physical setup mons, we can just come in, whirlwind them out, and stop the setup. This Pokemon, like the main move he clicks is Brave Bird, which is a really strong move, by the way, despite his mediocre like offensive stats. But I also learned that like SD weak armor is actually a pretty good set for this mon because of a certain friend of mine named Kaz. Well, friend might be a strong word, but I'm acquainted with a guy named Kaz, and he's ran that set to a lot of success. So I know this thing could do a lot more than just be like a physical wall. But he's definitely here on this team mainly to be a physical wall. That's Skarmory. Not really much more to be said. Last on the team, I decided we had enough points to get another Terra Captain because we have 30 points altogether. Quaquaval was 17 and Jolteon was 9. So we still had 4 more points to get a Terra Captain. We also have two forms of hazard removal in the forms of Court Change and Rapid Spin. And I just decided maybe we should have fit Defog on here too. And on top of that, I'm drafting a mon that I used in the BHDL that I thought was really fun, and I'm happy to use it again. It's none other than Terra Lurantis. So Green Widow is making her return. I noticed from my videos in the past, a lot of you guys actually like Lurantis, so I'm really happy I can give y'all some more Lurantis, because trust me, I love Lurantis. It's here to do a little bit of anything, like hazard removal, setup sweeper. Like, bro, this thing can do a lot of stuff, especially considering it can heal itself. And once again, we have whatchamacallit, we have screen support, web support on our team, and then on top of that, this thing pretty much deters defog, because if you defog into me, there's a really good chance you're never going to be able to hit me after that. So Lurantis can do a little bit of everything, and we're happy to have Lurantis back on the team. And I had 1 point left to get one Pokemon. I could have went for a budget dark type, because as you guys have probably noticed, I don't have a dark type, but I decided we could just Terra in the dark or just scare people with Cinderace or something, So for the last pick, I decided to go with a mon that I genuinely feel like I could see myself bringing to a game over like Mightyena or Volibee. So for our last pick, we decided to pick up Yep, you guys saw that right. We drafted Mr. Too Cool for School himself, Mr. Reboot. So I only had 1 point left, and like the only thing my team was missing was a dark type, but like we literally have 2 normal types that are immune to Ghost, and we have a plethora of dark resist. Especially considering if it's a physical dark type, Skarmory might as well just be a resist because of how bulky he is. So like we're not really worried about Ghost and Dark, as crazy as that sounds, with us not having a dark type. I could have afforded Volibee or Mightyena, but when do I realistically bring them to a game? Reboot, however, I would actually bring Reboot to a game. Not to mention, this is open Terra preview, so if I really need a dark type that bad, bro, we can just run Terra Dark on something. So yeah, I went with Reboot. He can pretty much do everything Cinderace can do, except for Powerball and Court Change. You gotta grow up. You have to grow up, little man, and then you can finally do that stuff. But yeah, that's the team. I try to make this draft analysis a little bit more entertaining, at least in my opinion, than they normally are. Thank you guys for sticking through this whole way. Hopefully, I made this video kind of fun for everyone to watch. I really hope I managed to accomplish that. And you guys can let me know in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it. Week 1 should go up a week, literally a week from today. So every Thursday we're going to be uploading our battles. And yeah, hopefully I can give you guys some entertaining battles. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the team in the comments section. And until next time, peace out.